I'm Mark, and I'm joined as always by my brother Carl.
Hello.
What's going on?
Nothing.
Good. All right. So,
Good.
leave me alone. I'm tired. So this week we're going to talk about achievements,
The lack
that kind of
thereof.
stuff, or the lack thereof with Nintendo. But first, we wanted to touch a little bit on the Yokai Watch demo, which we both finally got a chance to play. You were kind of after me to try to play it last week a little bit.
Yep.
I did. I have some thoughts, but what are your thoughts first off?
All right. So first off, game looks awesome.
Yes.
Great design. Running around the towns feels amazing.
The overworld,
Feels like the
Feels
Pokemon
like-
I've always wanted.
yes, it feels like Pokemon should.
Except for there's one thing that made me mad. You can't cross the street unless you hit the crosswalk button, or else you'll get in trouble.
Really?
Yep. I don't know if you ran across that.
Did not.
So if you're going across the street on a crosswalk, you need to go up to the light, hit the button, wait for the light to change, and walk across the street.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yep. And if the first time I did it, they were like, blah, 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 blah. If you do this, you get a penalty for something. I don't know what that actually happens because I didn't do it after that. I should have tried.
I
But
wonder how that ties into the full game. Like, is it like is that part of like like some RPGs have like the good or bad scale? Like, can you
Yeah, I
become
don't
like
know.
a bad yokai watcher person
I don't know.
or something? Like, I don't really like. Does that have any? If you just keep breaking the rules, like, does that affect the game at all, or is it just like, okay, fine?
Yeah, I don't know if they take money away or if they like
Oh, okay, right.
take something away from you. I'm not sure if you get fined.
Okay.
But the designs of the yokai, I think are they called yokai?
Yeah.
They're like ghost things. They're really cool. Like they're super Japanese, but they're really.
I was
cool
just gonna say
designs.
some of them are really weird.
Like that old man dog face.
The
I mean-
old man dog
I mean
face.
dog old
the,
man face.
The dog with the old man face. I think the problem is now, like, this is a cartoon in a series that's huge in Japan. They're bringing it over here. A lot of people are saying it's the next Pokemon, and I don't know. Like, I just think when I look at the character design or the yokai design, I haven't seen a single one so far that is as iconic as Pikachu or Charizard or any of those guys. Now, it's been brought up on the show before. It was brought up at our CaperCon panel. Pokemon now has gotten a little uninspired, where there's a
Yeah.
trash bag Pokemon and there's a
Chandelier,
chandelier and a
candle on
keychain.
Ice cream cone.
So that kind of stuff, those designs to me don't stick out either. So,
It could just be our age now too.
and it could be an age thing. I'm not really sure, but for me playing the demo, I wasn't like instantly captivated by a design. Now I still like, even if I wasn't collecting Amiibo or trying to collect Amiibo, I'd probably still have the Charmander, the Charizard one, just because it's a badass fire breathing dragon.
Yeah, it does look cool. But some of the ones that you
You know.
see that you don't actually get in the demo, but you'll see them in like after you finish the demo, it's like shows a couple of them.
Right.
Those ones look really cool. Like there's a beetle
were,
and
yeah.
like I think like a bull or a warthog or something. They look really cool, and I could see those being very popular. The only thing is the battle system to me is it's awful
Really?
to the point where I won't buy the game. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So okay, so my bigger problem was I just wasn't interested.
Okay,
It
I'm
was-
interested
it was
because it's
just-
so different than Pokemon. Like there would be no Pokemon would ever look like those.
No, and that's true, but that
I
like
like
to
that.
me the character design and that kind of stuff just didn't grab me. Like I said, it just for me didn't feel iconic, and it might be something with the age gap. I think they're going for a younger kind of thing, like kids that would watch this cartoon and buy the merchandise and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff, and that's just not me, right? Not anymore. So, and I think that's the main appeal for me for Pokemon now is a lot of that nostalgia feature. And in X and Y, bringing back some of those old Pokemon. Because
Yeah.
you'd never see that in, like, each new generation of Pokemon. It was like, okay, here's the old Pokemon. You might be able to get access to some of them after you beat the game. There might
The
be
starters
some...
you're talking
Yeah,
about.
the starters. But even some of, like, the more, like, kind of iconic looking ones and that
Yeah,
kind of
so
stuff,
a lot of
you
them
know,
did
like-
carry over though, but like the starters you would never be able to get.
No, exactly.
But then you could in
But
X and
but
Y.
you could in X and Y, and I think they realized that like there's people like you and me playing that have been playing these games since we were like 10 years old, that now we want just that nostalgia factor, and whether they just re-release blue and red
They need to
or
redo the
whatever.
engine to Yokai Watch style.
Yeah, for sure.
Run
But
around.
yeah, so for me, the bigger problem, I guess, was just the the lack of grabbing my interest right away. And now maybe I'll see when reviews come up. I'll watch some videos. I'll see kind of what it's more about. But the demo I found was very like, just kind of vague and like here's the thing. The battle system I thought was actually interesting because it was a simple select this, tap A, continue tapping A. It would just be a Pokemon clone with little weird ghost things instead
I'm
of
fine with that.
pocket monsters.
That's every RPG. Like it's. I don't want to. So I'm going to explain the battle system for people that don't know what it is. Basically, you have 6 yokai with you. You can spin a wheel. You can have 3 on the screen at a time.
Mhm.
And to attack, you have to have your stylus out. You have to tap the fight button or something button.
Something.
And then a little mini game pops up on the bottom screen. You have to tap things. You have to spin something. You have to follow a line, zigzag 3-4 times. I don't want to do that every couple of seconds, every couple of minutes for 40 hours.
Yeah. So see, I didn't mind. Like some of those weren't bad. The tap one, especially if you like as you progress through the game, if that gets a little faster and you need more skill to do it, I think that's cool.
But I didn't know what was going on. Like it was overwhelming. I was like, "What am I doing?"
It was poorly explained in the demo for sure.
Like it was hard to tell if I was attacking, why they were attacking, what I was attacking with.
Yeah, no, it was really poorly explained in the demo. They did not do a good like setup for it or anything like that. I found.
Yeah. No, I mean,
But I liked drawing things or tracing those shapes. I felt like that actually felt like I was casting some sort of magic spell. The spinning one, I found that went straight back to when the original DS was out,
yeah.
and it was all the spinning and swiping, so much so that you wrecked your screen and needed a screen protector. And bringing me back to that nowadays was like completely unacceptable. I was like, don't make me spin this. Just no.
But even tracing, you want to do that every couple of minutes. Like you got to put the stylus back in. You run around. You're pressing the A
I
button.
just keep my stylus out.
What do you put it in your mouth or what?
Oh, I just hold it between my fingers like that if I'm playing, and then just spin it back out.
See, I don't know. It was the battle system completely turned me off because there is a no stylus option. You can use the other buttons, but it's almost impossible.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
If you use the thumbstick, there's a little hand on the screen, and you have to turn the
mercy,
thumbstick up like 100 times to get the spinny thing, or you have to follow it and try to tap the little dots. It was very difficult.
Definitely no. That does not sound appealing. So overall, interesting demo. It's something new.
I can
which
see
is
how
good.
it appeals to children.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Do you think it's too Japanesey for this audience, or do you think it's going to be good?
Well, I like Japanese culture, so I'm not really the person to ask. I think it's fine.
Okay.
And like a buddy of mine, Craig, he just pre-ordered it. He loves like Japanese culture as well.
Right.
He was not. He was almost kind of the same way as me with the battle system, though.
Okay.
But he was like, I'm willing to look past it because he wants to play it.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah.
All right. Interesting. We'll see what happens, I guess, when the full game is released. See if you pick it up.
I think it's going to be pretty big. I'm not going to pick it up.
Well, we'll see what Craig thinks about it.
Yeah, I'll ask him.
See that. And I know, listener on the show, Ricky, he was playing it. He was sending me some of his thoughts and that kind of stuff, and we'll see more about that when the full game is released. But I think he was saying some similar stuff about the battle system. Like it's really different. It's really weird.
Overwhelming.
Yeah, it's just kind of everywhere. And maybe if they ease you into it, it's like any game. If you just kind of drop into a section of a game, it's like, what's going on here? And I found that it was the same kind of thing with Star Wars Battlefront. If you're so used to playing a certain game like Destiny or something like that, and they drop you into a demo, and it's just like, here you go, defeat the Empire.
Yeah.
It's like, what? And you're trying to throw a grenade, and you're doing something else instead, and then you try to run and you throw your grenade, and you're trying to hit someone in the head, but you're jumping instead. It's just like, okay. And I mean, that was an exaggeration. The controls weren't changed that much for Battlefront, but there was some stuff that was mapped differently than Destiny, which is now second nature to me. So, so interesting little demo. Cool that I actually got to play this demo without you sending me a code or helping me out. So that was really neat.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that. But let's move on from there now and talk about achievements.
Yeah.
So Nintendo came out this week and announced that their first mobile game has been delayed,
I don't know if it's a
and
game.
it's a weird little concept, and I don't think we're going to talk about that too much today
No.
because it got delayed. Aside from the fact that is bad.
It looks bad. It looks like it should so they also announced the My Nintendo thing,
Yes.
and they announced that there's going to be an app attached to that as well.
Right.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
they
because
said
it's
you
set
can
on
move things around and
smartphones.
all
Yeah.
that kind of- yeah.
So why is what's it called again? Miyobo?
Oh, jeez.
Miibo?
Mitobo?
Mitobo?
Something
I don't know.
like that.
Mitomo?
I can't remember.
Whatever
Yeah.
it is. I'm surprised that's not just a part, that's not just the main screen of your My Nintendo where your avatar is there. You can talk to your friends. You can change their clothes. You can do whatever. And then on the side panel, you tap something. And it's like games that you have, a store,
Yeah.
points that you have, or achievements that you may have unlocked.
Yes.
Unfortunately, Nintendo doesn't have them.
No, they don't. So that's what we wanted to talk about
This is
today.
2 generations
and we
behind.
we'll talk, I'm sure, about a little bit more in depth about My Nintendo and about the app. But because they got delayed, we felt like
There's no point.
there's really no point. And aside from saying that looks bad on Nintendo,
Yeah.
if they're coming out and saying we are going into mobile and we're doing this and we're doing that, and they show off their first game, first off, that's not how mobile works, and Nintendo needs to learn that. Mobile works more effectively if you do the Fallout thing.
Just drop it.
If you say, here's our game, and it's out.
Yep.
Go to your phone right now and do it. And Apple will work with developers, I'm sure Google will too, in order to time those releases out for a press conference thing. Because I know with apps, when we were developing the app for work, it was like kind of, okay, your app is has been submitted, it's in review, that kind of thing. And you didn't really know exactly. They said, it could take 24 hours, it could take a week,
Yeah.
or it could take longer if the review process goes badly. So ours, I think, took 2 or 3 days. It was up in the Google Play Store one day, and I think 12 hours or 24 hours later, it was up in the iOS App Store.
Okay.
So, that's just a small, we're a small credit union kind of thing is where I work. But, that was that. With Nintendo, they have some clout. So they can go, we want this released, we're going to do let's say they're going to do their Nintendo Direct at this time. So the Nintendo Direct's ending at, let's say, 4 o'clock. We want this to release at 4 o'clock or 3:30 just to have it ready, whatever.
Yeah, 3:30, so they can be
And-
it's available now.
Yeah, and Apple will work with them and make sure that works. To do this and say, here's our first game, and everyone was expecting and waiting that the game was going to drop. And when they said we're announcing the game tomorrow, that was more like, okay, here we go. This is it.
I was getting
this
ready to download a Nintendo app within the next 48 hours.
Yes, and that was how it should have gone. And they came out and they said, "Here's our game. It's weird.
It's not a game.
It's not really a game.
It's for people that are socially awkward." Basically, that's what it said. The description
Yeah,
was.
I know. And they showed it and had this description of it's like a thing for your me will go talk to people if you're too scared to, or something.
Yeah,
But it, for some reason, that's so complicated that they need to push it back till March,
so till March next year.
4 or 5 months from now.
Yeah, which I thought you could make 2 of those apps in that time. I don't know a whole lot about making them, but it seems like.
Yeah.
The other thing that I thought was kind of strange was, now I know they're in Japan, they're based in Japan. They only release Japanese screens, but they should know that they have to do English. Like, it's gonna go worldwide.
Yeah.
English is the most popular language, is it not?
One of them.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
Anyway, even English, Spanish, Japanese, whatever.
Mhm.
They shouldn't just release the screens, because I didn't know what the hell the screens were. There's a picture of Mario with a bunch of Japanese symbols over it.
Yeah,
There's a
they
picture of
should
the
have.
Mii's with
I mean,
all the Japanese
Treehouse should have
symbols.
been on that. Even just to translate those screens.
Yeah.
Like, it
just the
doesn't
screens.
matter. Just you don't have
Photoshop
to,
in the English words and the Spanish
exactly.
words, whatever else.
That's even just like a meme capture kind of thing. Like, if it's Japan, Japanese or something, you write it underneath or over it or whatever. It doesn't matter. You just need to do that, especially when the thing you're rolling out is getting delayed that far. The mobile space doesn't keep interest for that long.
No.
You know, it's I don't know. It's not filling me with a lot of confidence
It's a little
that
it's
they
a little
delayed
upsetting,
this.
but we'll see.
But they did talk about the My Nintendo thing. So that's the replacement for Club Nintendo. It's going to keep, you know, physical achievements and rewards kind of thing, but it's also going to give you in-game stuff. It's going to give you discounts, I think they said on the eShop.
Yeah.
But what we were hoping for, and what I think a lot of people were hoping for, and what they still could do. I mean, they did push this back till next year.
I feel like they have to do this for the NX.
And that's
They have
yeah.
to.
So this is achievements, right? So they are so close with achievements.
Mhm.
They've got the stamp system. When the Wii U first came out, everyone was like, "Okay, here we go. They're doing this stamp thing. They're doing." You know, and I wrote down a few of the games that take advantage of stamps, and I think this is partially where Nintendo went wrong. So they have NES Remix 1 and 2, Super Mario 3D World, Mario Kart 8, Bayonetta 2, not Bayonetta 1 for some reason, although they came in the same disc, Mario vs. Donkey Kong,
that could have been
Tipping
something
Stars,
Microsoft exclusive.
that could have been, Pushmo World, Yoshi's Woolly World, and Mario Maker.
So are they all first party? Bayonetta 2
First
is
party
not
published
by
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
But yes, aside from that, yeah, it's all first party. I don't know of any third party thing. Now that was just a quick list that I brought up. I don't know if that's a definitive list. If someone knows a third party game that has stamps, let me know.
I didn't know that these games had stamps.
I knew most of them did. I didn't know Tipping Stars because I skipped that one. I like the Mario vs. Donkey Kong series, but I skipped that one. Haven't picked up Pushmo World, although I do love the Pushmo series. Haven't picked up Yoshi's Woolly World yet, so I didn't know that one, but I kind of assumed.
So what do? You unlock stamps in the games, or they just come with them?
No, you unlock them
Okay.
while you play. So let's use Super Mario 3D World for an example. For that
I
one,
think I did know that because you pick up the
you
little stamp.
pick up the actual stamp
Yeah,
and it unlocks a stamp in the book. For NES Remix 1 and 2, the stamps are just unlocked as you play. So you play it, you get you know, your coins or whatever it is in that game, and you unlock stamps as you keep going. So it's not always the same thing, which is great. You know, obviously you can't do a game like NES Remix and that's the small little bite-sized pieces and have you go explore and find a stamp in a classic game. Mario Kart 8 again was kind of similar. It was more based on coins and finishing stages and doing that kind of stuff. Don't know how it works in Yoshi Woolly World.
So it's completely different in
It's
everything.
different for every game.
It's not locked to something that you're really doing,
No,
which is a problem.
not really.
Kind of.
Well, I mean, achievements change, or platinum trophies and that kind of stuff change for every single game on PlayStation and
They
and
do, but they're all
Xbox.
attached to doing something properly. Like, it's hard to explain. I guess it's kind of similar, but
Well, there are some games that you can breeze through the game, and if you beat the game, you get the platinum.
really,
There's some games that are just that simple. Yeah.
wow.
I heard. Now I picked up Lego Dimensions for the Wii U, but I heard for the PlayStation, it is a very easy platinum.
Yeah, I heard that from
You
Well,
play through it, and you play through it, and you get it.
Kind of
And
Funny
there-
Games. Was
yeah.
talking about that.
And there were games. What was the Avatar or something like that?
Oh, that was for Xbox
For
360.
Xbox, right? That was simple. Like you could get that in 5 minutes, right?
So yeah, and what happened was, this was when you could rent games,
Mhm.
and I know a lot of retailers around here. Anyway, there was a lot of some of my friends were they call them achievement whores, because that's what they wanted to get all the achievements. So they would rent this Avatar game. And there's a policy like if you don't like it within the first little bit, you can return it. So they would go. I think it took 15 minutes or 30 minutes to get all the achievements in the game.
Yeah.
They get all 1,000, take it back to the store, and then rent something else instead.
Right.
And a lot of people
It
did
just
that.
jumps up their gamer score.
Yep, get 1,000 extra, which in other games it can take hours upon hours upon hours.
Oh, that's the thing, right? And like I've never been one to
Which I wanna
chase
talk about.
achievements.
no me. Certain games
You're
I
a
did.
little bit more.
I did.
So why
Not
don't we talk
anymore.
about that then?
Okay, well, I wanted to talk about just achievements. If Nintendo did it, it gives you replay value, which is a huge
Okay.
point.
Yep.
So you're playing Lego Dimensions. So let's say you have it on, or Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, you're playing a game.
Okay.
And you go through, you beat the game. You're like, okay, I did it. And then you're like, well, there's a couple achievements I want to get, like go through here and beat these 5 enemies without getting hit, or beat them all with this certain weapon.
Right.
You're going to go back and you're going to do that if it's a relatively easy thing, and if you want the achievement score.
Right.
I think if Nintendo could do that, people would be playing their games way more. And I have a personal story. They could also, if they're getting the third party for the NX, people might want to buy it on that system because of Nintendo's achievements.
Absolutely.
So there's Final Fantasy 13 came out. I bought it for the Xbox 360, even though I had a PS3, which was one Blu-ray disc, PS3 version.
Right.
But I bought it on the 360 with 4 DVD discs and slightly less powerful graphics.
Right.
Because of the achievements.
The inferior version of the game, but you bought it solely
for
for
achievements. Yeah,
Wow.
I was like, well, at this time, I was like, well, I want to get my achievement score up, and there's a couple easy ones I can go through. I didn't even end up doing them all, but that is why I bought it. So it is proof that people will buy it for their system, just for achievements. I'm not the only one out there. I know I'm not.
No, absolutely. And I think there are enough people that chase achievements, but I also think that Nintendo has already figured out a really cool way to get people interested in those achievements and make them something a little bit more than a little number next to your gamer tag.
Have them usable.
Right? And they've already got the stamps thing. If those stamps... Now, right now, the stamps are only usable within the Miiverse thing for that game.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're posting on a stage or you beat a stage, and again, let's go to Super Mario 3D World. You beat a stage... And at the end, it says, comment on Miiverse. So you click comment, and you can use the stamps that you've already unlocked in that game.
Mm-hmm. I made some funny ones.
Yeah.
Mario farting.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Really did.
Farting on Goombas.
Yep. I remember that one. So that's cool. That's neat. But what if your stamp collection was an overall stamp book?
Yes, which it should be.
Which it should be. So then you can go into Miiverse and do any post with anything. So you could have Mario, instead of farting on a Goomba, you could have him farting on Bayonetta.
Yeah,
or
that'd be hilarious.
Whatever.
Or
that would be fun.
you can make some really crazy ones with Bayonetta stickers, because she is
Yeah, she's
usually
a little
in weird
something.
poses.
Yeah. So, you know, but with that kind of thing, and I mean, it doesn't even have to be that weird, but like if you could unlock that, and you could go in, if I could go in and look at your stamp book and be like, wow, how did you get that
Like I got hundreds
Metroid
of
stamp?
stamps.
How did you do that? And you told me like, oh, that's the achievement in whatever Mario Maker that, you know, when you do you beat a certain level or something, or you create a level with the Samus amiibo and you beat it in under 60 seconds or something like that.
You gotta beat it with like 4 8s in the time left.
Right, yeah, you know, so you could do that with the Samus amiibo, and you unlock this stamp for your stamp book that can post all over Miiverse and all whatever. I would go after that. Not only would I go after it, but I'd go buy the amiibo if I didn't have it to go after it.
Yeah, and I would also buy, if I could get this stamp book thing going, I would buy all my third-party games. If I had a PS4, an Xbox One, and an NX, and I'm like, well, they're all basically the same. I'm gonna buy it on the Nintendo to get these sweet-ass stamps.
Absolutely.
And I want to talk about Steam for a second. I don't know if you know the Steam's achievement stuff. So Steam has achievements just like every other console. They also have badges, and I think if Nintendo can kind of like make a hybrid of both of those, it would be amazing. So the way the badges work, there's usually between like 5 and 8 or sometimes more stamps or badges in a game. They randomly drop as you play.
Okay.
You're playing a game, all of a sudden a little thing will pop up and say you have one new item in your inventory. You go to your Steam inventory, there's a little badge there. Now you can randomly drop, and you can sell these for real money.
Well.
Usually they're like 8 or 9 cents. Sometimes they can be a couple of dollars.
Right.
You'll get 3 or 4 random free drops, but then if you of these cards, then if you get all of them, you can go on there, buy the remaining 3 for 28 cents or something. Then you get a badge. You can put your badge as a little icon in your profile, and it says like, oh yeah, I did this. This is kind of cool. But you can also unlock foil cards. Now imagine unlocking foil stickers that are worth a little bit more money.
Right.
And like it's random drops, so
right. So
it'd be so awesome.
if you platinumed a game, you could get a
You
foil
could unlock a
or
random foil sticker.
Yeah, something for your stamp book.
One of the other, whatever one you already have. So say that Metroid one you were just talking about. You go into my book, I have this shiny, glimmery one, and you're like, how did you get that? I'll trade you. I got this Bowser foil sticker.
Oh, so
I'll
you're
give you
saying like
this.
trade?
Oh, yeah,
and
trades.
all that kind of stuff. That'd be cool.
I think it'd be awesome.
Geez, that's even going a step further than what I was thinking. I was literally just thinking, I want to have a stamp book, a stamp collection. I want to be able to look at yours, compare them, get the conversation going on Miiverse. How did you get that? How did you unlock that? What did you do to get these stamps? You know, all that kind of stuff. I just think that opens up the conversation. And like, if you looked, okay, in the past couple of weeks, the new emojis came out. For the phone. There was an update for the iPhone, update for my MacBook that unlocked all these new emojis.
There's 150 of them.
150. This is like the the middle finger and
tacos,
all this kind of stuff. A little scorpion, some different faces. You know, there's a nerdy kind of
Glasses,
face with the
sick face,
all that kind of stuff. That made top tech news.
Yeah, it did.
Emojis
weird.
Made top tech news everywhere. Engadget, Mashable. I'm fairly certain it was on IGN, so it's on gaming news and all this kind of stuff. Clearly, people enjoy little emojis, little caricatures, little things like that. Nintendo already has this. How amazing would it be? How much more would people talk? Now, like platinum trophies and achievements and that kind of stuff, gamer score, that's something for like really, really hardcore people. Yeah. Stamps, emojis, that kind of thing is something that everyone gets. Yeah. Every single person gets that doing this can unlock you a little Mario face with, you know, him jumping up in the air, or Mario in a Tanuki suit, or Princess Peach with a frying pan, or something like that. Everyone gets that. That is instant. Like that's instant news, instant attention getter, and like you said, is that tipping point for people going, okay, I could get this on Xbox One, PS4, or I can go unlock some stamps.
Yeah, I can get achievements that are just literally just achievements. It says that I got it. I can get a trophy that literally just has a trophy, or I get the stamp that I can use that people can go through my sticker book and be like, holy crap, that's super cool.
And you can use to post. And just this just popped in my head. What if you could also customize your Mii with a shirt
of stamps?
You just pick one stamp for your Mii's shirt. But when he's walking through your Mii Plaza,
or just have a little thing, and you can put as many stamps, or like make a little like story out of the stamps that you have, and it will go onto the shirt. Just have a little square on the screen.
Yeah,
fill it with stamps.
As many as you can fit on there. So yeah, you could customize that. So when I visit you on the 3DS or the Wii U or whatever it is, you see me strutting through your little Mii Plaza, and there's a giant boo on my shirt.
And it's all glistening because it's foil.
Exactly. That would be cool.
I don't think that Nintendo, like I said, with the Steam you can buy them, I don't think they need that.
No.
The trading they don't necessarily need, but even if it's not a random foil drop, let's just say you get the platinum.
Yep.
You get a foil. You get the foil sticker. Everyone can get that
game. Yeah.
Like, why not?
Just do it. Yeah. It's right there.
Shia LaBeouf it.
Just Shia LaBeouf. That's all we need. We need to get Shia LaBeouf on the show, and we need to send it directly to Reggie and just have Shia screaming, just do it at Reggie. And that'll be next week's episode.
Yes.
That sounds good to me. So do you have anything else to add to this? Like, I think I don't know, I think that's all I really wanted to say. I mean, I think Nintendo has this ready to go. If they don't do it, I think it's a huge missed opportunity. But
I think it's a damaging
they've done that. And it really, for that kind of thing. And
I think it already is.
You're a perfect example of why that's damaging. Because you'll go to another console or to Steam or to whatever to play these other games because you're already part of that achievement or stamp ecosystem.
Yeah, and I get these little cards, and then I get the badges, and I have a couple of foil cards that are worth a couple of bucks each. And I'm just like, hey, this is cool. And you can get multiple of the same card, which kind of sucks, but...
Right, but that's just like trading cards.
That's why, that's exactly what they are.
It's a trading
card
system.
game, and sometimes you unlock that foil, and you're just like, yeah, this is super cool.
So it's like a meta game within Steam it's a trading card game within Steam. And I don't know if Nintendo needs that. Like you said, it would be cool to be able to trade stamps, but I think literally just having it just like any other achievement system, only using stamps, which are a lot more enticing to someone like me. I have never went after an achievement or a platinum trophy or any kind of trophy. I'll get them as I'm playing through and be like, okay, cool, great. I'll see the little notification pop up, and most of the time I'm just like, get the notification off my screen.
That's what I'm like.
I don't need to know that.
Like I got max achievements in Pac-Man DX.
Right.
I got it in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. That was hard. Man, that was hard. I think that's it.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, this is like, achievements aren't something that usually excite me, but thinking about Nintendo doing them this way would get me just like, I mean, I'm already, like you said last week, I'm already going to buy these Nintendo games and that kind of stuff, but it would entice me to play them longer, go through them more, replay value 100%, because right now my back catalog between PlayStation, 3DS, Wii U, whatever, mobile, everything is, you know, I will run through a game, I'll beat it, and that's it. I'm done.
Yeah, like just
and
think.
I'm not going to go back.
Think of like some of the hardest stages in Super Mario 3D World.
Yeah.
Imagine there was a foil sticker or stamp for completing this level without getting a single power up.
Yeah. You know,
I'd be playing the hell of that nonstop.
Yeah, like, and Bayonetta 2, you know, go through that game once, you beat it, you get the story, cool, great, awesome, I'm done.
Now go in and get
back and let me get
combo or whatever.
Exactly, right, and let me get a stamp that I can add to my book, that I can show off to my friends, to people on Miiverse, use it all across Miiverse, put that on my shirt in the Mii Plaza, whatever. I am going back and I am 100%ing that game, and I am going through and trying to find secrets and talking about that game months after it's released to try to figure out how to do this kind of stuff. And I just think, like I said, it's just a no-brainer.
It is.
For sure. All right. Anything else? Alrighty. Well, thank you very much for listening, everyone. You can find us on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, and anywhere else podcasts can be found. Find us also on Facebook and Twitter. And leave us some comments and let us know what you think. And if you think that we're onto something with this achievements thing and what you'd like to see Nintendo do in this kind of space, or maybe you're okay with stamps as they are, let us know. Until next time, we will see you later.
Bye.